December 2012! And this is the BASACast. Hello, happy holidays, and welcome to BASACast. As we come ever closer to the end of the year, we also get closer to our end-of-term recitals. And this year, to give our students the experience of performing in a large space with hundreds of adoring fans, we will be having the recitals in an out-of-school venue. On December 15th and 16th, the recitals will take place on Granville Island at the Improv Center. Each day we will have 6 recitals with about 30 to 40 performers at each one. Look for the sign-up book in the lobby and sign up early to ensure you get the spot that you want. On October 31st, we had our annual Dress Up for BASA Day. Teachers and students all got into the Halloween spirit and donned their best costumes. For those of you who couldn't be there to partake in this tradition, here's a little sneak peek from that spooky day. I'm the boogeyman, I'm the boogeyman. Turn me on. I'm the boogeyman, I'm the boogeyman. I do what you want. I'm the boogeyman, I'm the boogeyman. Turn me on. I'm the boogeyman, I'm the boogeyman. I do what you want. I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am. Very spooky. Interview week is approaching quickly and spots are filling up. If you will be interviewing for a spot in a private school or would just like to brush up on your interview skills, then come join us from December 17th to the 21st at our interview intensive classes. Talk to your instructor or email us at theboltonacademy@gmail.com to book your class today. Last month we ran a segment showing some individuals who had never taken an interview class. Well, I'm glad to say that they all went through the intensive and the results are amazing. Just watch. Oh, hello. Welcome to the Art of Interviews. My name is Mr. Holmes. Last week we saw our interviewees giving absolutely disastrous answers in their mock interviews. Well, I'm pleased to say, after taking our interview intensive, they've made dramatic improvements, and I'm sure you'll agree. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Mr. Holmes. It's nice to meet you.
Whatever.
Hello, I'm Mr. Holmes. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you want to come to this school?
2 words. Hot lunch.
So why do you want to come to this school?
Well, that's an excellent question, and really I think my answer can be summarized in 2 words. Challenge and opportunity.
If you could be an animal, what animal would you be?
Is a shoe an animal?
If you could be an animal, what animal would you choose?
I would have to say a mighty lion, so that I might devour all opportunity.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Chess, and more chess. Well, less chess, actually, since I got kicked out of my chess club for eating my opponent's rook.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to play in chess tournaments because it challenges me and I get to meet new people.
Okay, well, it was very nice meeting you.
Very nice meeting you too, Mrs. Jones.
Holmes.
Oh, Mrs. Holmes.
Mister, I'm a man.
Seriously?
Well, it was very nice meeting you.
It was very nice to meet you too, Mr. Holmes.
Truly an amazing transformation. Tune in for next month's episode when we find out what not to wear during an interview. Goodbye, and have a pleasant interview. You'll be pleased to know that they all passed their interviews, and some even work here today. Well, calendars for the next term will be going out.
On them, you will find tuition and fees for any examinations or competitions the students may be doing, such as our own West Coast Festival for the Performing Arts, which is the competitive portion of our festival in March. This month, we celebrate the strength and bravery of a truly remarkable woman named Sojourner Truth. A slave in America in the 1800s, Sojourner escaped slavery, became the first black person to win a court case against a white person, and went on to speak about women's rights in America, almost 70 years before women legally got to vote. Sojourner Truth is this month's subject in Voices Through Time.
We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man.
Yes, we can.
In 1797, a girl child named Isabella Baumfree was born into slavery in New York. She grew up a slave, spending the first 30 years of her life in bondage. As a woman and as a black person, she had no legal rights. In the eyes of the law, she was no different from a horse or a cow, but history remembers her very differently. Known as Belle, she spent the first 30 years of her life as a slave and experienced many of its awful abuses. She was beaten regularly, harassed, and watched her children sold to others. In 1826, she escaped with her baby daughter, forced to leave her other children behind. She hid with sympathetic abolitionists for over a year until New York abolished slavery. She then launched a court case to recover her son Peter, who had been illegally sold and was being abused by his new owner. She won the case, thus becoming one of the first black women to legally challenge and win against a white man. After working as a housekeeper and a farmer, in 1843 she changed her name to Sojourner Truth and began to travel throughout the United States, preaching and speaking wherever she could about the evils of slavery. For all the good work her travels resulted in, it is not her anti-slavery speeches that are best remembered, but rather a speech she gave in 1851 at the Ohio Women's Rights Convention. These events, though addressing women's rights, consisted almost entirely of male speakers. This did not stop Truth, who took the stage and gave a famously extemporaneous speech that would serve as an inspiration for decades to come. Throughout the various stages of the movement for women's rights that followed, from the temperance movement and suffragettes, for the radical movements of the 1960s and 70s, and through to today, Truth's speech has served as a touchstone and an inspiration.
But what's all this here talking about? That man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches and to have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me in the carriages or over mud puddles or gives me any best place. Ain't I a woman? I have plowed and planted and gathered in the barns, and no man can head me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as a man when I could get it, and bear the lash as well. And ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children and seen most all sold off to slavery. And when I cried out with my mother's grief, none but Jesus heard me. And ain't I a woman? Now, if the first woman that God ever made was strong enough to turn this world upside down all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again.
This month we have selected Robert Frost as our Poet of the Month, and as a tribute to him, our own Angelina Zhang performed her own rendition of Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening.
Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. And miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep.
Thank you, Angelina, for that wonderful performance. Remember, you don't have to wait for us to ask you to be part of BASACast. If you have a story, performance, news report, science experiment, debate, pet trick, human trick, interesting anecdote, magic trick, fond memory, bad memory, nightmare, or analytical discussion that you would like to share with us, simply email theboltonacademy@gmail.com and you too could be on BASACast. Well, that's all the time we have for this BASACast. Until next time, Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. See ya!